Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to friends and families of our DDS Class of 2023 students. After spending a year and a half in planning, scheduling, and rescheduling, we are finally here to celebrate this momentous occasion together. Before we move into our program for today, I'd like to go over some event guidelines. We request all guests to remain in your assigned seat and that you keep your masks on while inside the auditorium. At the conclusion of the event, we request that you exit the auditorium before meeting up with your students. First off, I would like to welcome our Executive Vice Dean for Education, Dr. Ed Swift, to say a few words.
Well, Dr. Ahmed and I were debating whether to say good evening or good afternoon. I'm going with good afternoon. So good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all for coming. And I'd like to add my welcome, too, to all the family and friends and some of the faculty that were able to come here today. And I have one word for you folks sitting in the center section in the front rows. Finally. As you know, your white coat ceremony was originally scheduled for April 2019. But then a little thing called COVID came along and blew it up. And I'll be honest with you, at one point I was afraid that we'd be giving you your white coats at the same time we gave you your graduation hoods in May 2023. Fortunately, that hasn't happened, and we're here today, better late than never. One other thing for you folks down in the front. I want you and I want your family and friends to know how much the faculty up here and the faculty down here and the administration of the dental school really appreciate your patience and your persistence throughout this totally unprecedented time over these last 18 months or so. You know, you've been through a lot. You've had a delayed white coat ceremony. We stopped your in-person learning about halfway through March of the first year. You've sat through a ridiculous number of Zoom lectures. Who could forget Dent 204 Fixed Pros becoming an all-day Friday event? Your entry into clinic's been delayed, and there's probably a lot of other things that you'll remember that I've probably forgotten. But today, you are officially receiving your white coat that marks your entry into a clinical aspect of the dental profession. And guess what? You might not believe it now, but when May 2023 hits, you're going to walk out of Chapel Hill as a competent and confident dental professional. So I thank you all, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Swift. Next, I welcome Interim Dean of Adams School of Dentistry, Dr. Julie Byerly, to give the Dean's Address.
Let me add my welcome to the students, faculty, and staff, and of course to the loved ones. As has been said, today is a day you've long awaited, the day that you ceremoniously don the uniform of your chosen profession. The uniform. Can you remember the first time you wore a uniform? Maybe it was the high school band or a place that you worked or with a team. I recall the pride that I felt as I stepped out on the court in warm-ups in my first middle school basketball game. Now, I had worn the matching t-shirt of many an elementary school team, but this was the real deal. I had a real uniform, a dark green sleeveless polyester shirt with matching really scratchy shorts and tube socks up to my knees. It was awesome. I was elated to finally be a real basketball player. As I smile at that memory, I am thrilled to think of you symbolically donning your uniform as a dentist. You know, the white coat is a symbol of professionalism. It sends the impression of knowledge and skill worthy of respect. It's plain, shifting the attention appropriately away from the individual wearing it and instead to the patient for whom we care. And it's clean, and I ask you to try to keep it that way. But what I want to talk with you about today is not how to wear your uniform, but rather how that uniform gradually becomes part of your identity. The long road of dental education is a progression from receiver to giver, from the self-focused learner to the generous professional who does some really difficult things to make the world a better place for others. Where you currently sit as a novice, you're forced to focus on your own needs for information and for practice. You're dependent on others for your learning. But eventually, your learning opportunities will fall into the shadows of your healing opportunities. You will become a professional who greets a stranger, and then about an hour later, through your hard work, your precision, your skill, your knowledge, you'll send them out on their way with better health, less pain, bolstered self-esteem and well-being, and even improved social standing. What you will be able to do as a dentist is amazing. You are entering a privileged profession, and your special role will build confidence in you. Alongside that confidence, you must also generate humility. A confident humility. Confident that you can learn and you can use what you learn to make the world a better place and care for your patients, but humble enough to assure that you ask for help, you recognize when you're wrong, and that you understand that not all outcomes are within your control. Humbly, you must tend to your own health and well-being. As you take on the identity of a professional dentist, don't neglect those relationships or other important pieces of who you really are. Doctor is not, and in fact never should be, your only identity. I wish for you, for each of you, a life rich in meaning based on relationships and the various roles and identities you will have. I myself am a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a friend, a teacher, and more. And thanks to my education, I'm also a doctor. A doctor is me to my core. Just like I could never stop thinking or feeling like a mother, I could never stop thinking or feeling like a doctor. My uniform has become part of my identity. Your uniform will become part of your identity. And congratulations to you and your families and loved ones on this joyous day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Byerly. Next up, we have Ms. Deborah Liu from the DDS class of 2022. Deborah is our current president of our student body, Gunman Spurgeon.
Like everyone before me has said, after so many months of anticipation, it is so great to celebrate with you all this afternoon. It feels like today's white coat ceremony holds even more weight and significance because most of you have actually already started the thrilling adventure of seeing patients in clinic. You all have already begun to experience for yourself the responsibility, privilege, and maybe even anxiety that comes with patient care. As a fellow dental student, I can tell you with great certainty that few of us fourth-year students have the answer for you on how to do the perfect crown prep or how to get your patients to show up to every appointment. But we do know just how much hard work goes into every single day at school and are here to commiserate and also celebrate with you the good days and milestones like today. For every single one of us, while we're in school, our greatest asset is each other and the faculty we're so lucky to be surrounded by. Don't let a day go by without letting these incredible people teach you a valuable lesson, caring for each other and building each other up. I vividly remember a day in clinic about 2 weeks ago. I was extremely stressed and had to design partial dentures for 3 different patients, a process that to this moment is still mystifying for me. I was standing in the middle of clinic looking extremely confused, and within a couple of minutes, multiple members of your class informed me that I needed to talk to Mustafa. He didn't even really know me and proceeded to spend the next half hour giving me a crash course on the partial design process and kept stopping to make sure I understood everything he was teaching me. Many of us chose to come to UNC Dental School because of the people, and it's daily occurrences like these that prove how truly wonderful the people here are. You will learn quickly, if you haven't already, there are plenty of days where it feels like you're not sure what you're doing. But it's during those times that your peers are there for you to lean on and learn from. If you are putting your best effort forward, dental school is the best place to make mistakes and learn from them. And on the days those learning opportunities happen, don't forget to be gracious to yourself. The next time all of you will be together in the same room with your closest friends and family will be graduation day. And although that day may feel far away right now, you'll be there before you know it. Enjoy every step of the journey and cherish the time you have with each other. We all have an enormous adventure ahead of us, and with it comes an equally immense burden of responsibility. Every time you put on this white coat you've been given the privilege of wearing, remember the people who helped you get here and the kind of people, influences, and support you want by your side every step of the way. Congratulations again, class of 2023. We are all so incredibly proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Next up is our keynote address by Dr. Kevin Ricker, a triple Tar Heel. Dr. Ricker grew up in Jamestown, North Carolina. He obtained his BA in mathematics at UNC. He was the president of the DDS class of 2012, the best resident of the pediatric residency class of 2015, and now he is an adjunct professor in the discipline of pediatric dentistry at the school. He is an amateur wildlife photographer, so when he's not chasing snakes through the Haw River, he's acting as half of Chatham Pediatric Dentistry in southern Chapel Hill. He lives in the wilds of Chatham County with his stunning wife and 2 beautiful children. So Dr. Ricker.
Thanks, everybody. They didn't give me a box to stand on. And my mom didn't believe that I was going to give this address, so if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take a selfie real quick. Let's see. You guys in there? Perfect. All right. Excellent. So first, I'd like to thank Dr. Ahmed and all the folks from Academic Affairs for inviting me to talk with you all today. I'm incredibly grateful to all of the faculty, the staff, and like was previously mentioned, all of my fellow students that drug me through dental school. UNC took a chance on me as an extremely marginal applicant and trained me to be the best dentist that I could be. And I will forever be in UNC's debt and also regular student debt forever. Getting the white coat is kind of a big deal. I forgot that I was supposed to take my mask off. But when you put that white coat on, a patient views you as a safe bet. There are lots of hurdles and safeguards between unsafe people and a white coat. You have leapt over those hurdles. You have passed all those background checks. You have shown enough academic merit to get your own. Welcome aboard. As you are already discovering, this is when things become interesting. If it hasn't happened already, one of your patients is going to pay you to stab them in the face. In my case, as a pediatric dentist, parents pay me to stab their children in the face. We make all kinds of euphemisms for this, but most of the clinical procedures that we perform in dentistry, they start with a good old-fashioned face stabbing. And if you take a moment and consider this, of all the different species of medical care, only dentistry has the default expectation that you'll be delivering surgical care on a fully awake patient after convincing them to receive a stab in the face. Can you imagine an otolaryngologist explaining to the mother of a 3-year-old who needs ear tubes? Well, the procedure's fast. I'm gonna stab them in the ear, and they're not gonna like it. But after they're numb, they'll probably stay still enough for me to do surgery on the side of the head while they're awake. The numbness will wear off in a few hours. Tell them not to bite their ear, it'll swell up. This preposterous social contract occurs in virtually every dental procedure without a second thought. And some of you have had experience with this from the patient's perspective. You've been stabbed in the face. No one that I have ever met is a giant fan of this. I'm not really a giant fan of doing it to others. Once you've been through that local anesthetic lab, where you and a lab partner that you will remember forever have stabbed each other as gently and clinically appropriately in the face as possible, you're ready to translate all those skills you've been honing in dental anatomy and fixed pros and COD into actual patient care. Patient care, that's it. It's about caring for patients. They know that you're well trained, and so they're putting their trust in you. After all, you have a white coat from the UNC-CH School of Dentistry. They're assuming that you know what you're doing. My advice to you, as you get these white coats, is to know what you're doing. You owe it to your patients. It's no longer a vague academic experiment in trying to get a high enough test score to make sure you cross whatever hurdle to get through the admissions committee's bizarre algorithm and come through the other side and get a chance at doing this. You're gonna get a chance at doing this, so know your stuff. This is about using established science to improve people's lives directly. This is about taking care of people who desperately need your knowledge and your skills. UNC is a world-renowned top school for producing dentists. This institution, despite my status as an alumnus, has a notable reputation for producing excellent clinicians. Every person here, on this stage, in all these seats, has the reasonable expectation that you will become one of them. These people, your family, your friends, your professors, your classmates, your personal chefs, your psychiatrists, your probation officers, these people have all invested in you. No matter what path your career takes from here, you must first learn to be an excellent clinician. This is the ultimate return on you and all of your supporters' investments, which means that you need to learn how to be a doctor, which means that you need to practice caring for patients. Care for patients, patient care. It's the rare responsibility of the white coat. It's the obligation you're accepting by putting it on. It's you saying, I'm gonna do my absolute best to do right by the people who are counting on me. They can trust that I did my best to prepare, and I know that I'll continue to work at getting better throughout my career. And now that you've decided to become a dentist, make sure that you're going to be a good dentist, and that means putting patients first. And if you keep that at the forefront of all of your thoughts, it will carry through all the faces you will meet, stabbed, unstabbed, all the heads they're connected to. And the people that carry around those faces will be grateful that someone so caring took the time to learn how to be a dentist. The whole world benefits when people feel cared for, and this is your future. The whole world benefits when you care for other people. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Dr. Ricker. We expected humor, and you did not disappoint. Now I'd like to call upon Ms. Danny Nicholson, class president for the DDS class of 2023.
Good afternoon, everyone. Alrighty, so we are just so thrilled to have you here and to welcome you to the UNC-Adams School of Dentistry White Coat Ceremony, honoring and celebrating our DDS class of 2023. We want to extend a tremendous thank you to each of you here in the audience for all of your contributions in helping us each get to this point. My name is Danny Nicholson, and I have had both the immense honor and privilege of serving as the class president for this dynamic group of minds in front of you for the last 2 years. Before I get into my remarks, I want to extend a huge thank you to some members of my class. And if when I call your name, you could stand, that'd be great. Our Vice President, Emily Imes, and our 2 social committee chairs, Mallory Cooker and Taylor Pankey. These 3 students have been working tirelessly to make sure that this ceremony went on without a hitch over the last 1.5 years, so I just wanted to honor them and thank you for everything that you've done. Although the White Coat Ceremony typically marks the transition from the didactic curriculum into clinical care, we are extremely blessed to be celebrating this milestone today. Our class began diagnosing and treating patients in the clinic this spring, and truly, what a privilege it has been. To have a person trust you with their oral and overall health care is something we will never take lightly and something that's been a true honor. Our class is truly a force to be reckoned with. If beginning dental school, you were to tell us that by March of our spring semester, we would shift to a virtual learning environment while navigating a global pandemic, I'm not sure what we would have done, but we probably would have giggled a little bit and said, no way. The last year has been a bit fluid. Wouldn't you say so, Dr. Swift? And with that being said, I'd argue that we may be one of the most prepared dental school classes to graduate. Others may disagree, but navigating a pandemic, thinking with renewed perspectives, and becoming more solution-oriented in our thought processes will have most likely prepared us to become the best clinicians one day. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that our experience currently is only setting us up for bigger and greater than we could ever imagine. To my classmates and colleagues, although there have been so many ups and downs, we are here, and I'm so proud of how we've been able to collectively navigate the challenges we've experienced during our dental school thus far. I truly look forward to continuing to grow with you and can't wait to see all that we accomplish. To our faculty, staff, and administration, we extend our deepest sense of gratitude for making this day possible, for believing in our abilities, and for your support both in and out of the classroom and clinics. You have played an integral role in the student clinicians we are today and all that we're becoming. To the family and friends who are here with us today, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you for supporting us on this challenging yet rewarding journey. Most of you have probably witnessed the depth of our efforts it's taken for us to achieve this milestone, and we truly appreciate every ounce of love, support, and faith you've had in each and every one of us. I'd like to end these remarks with something a little more personal. Ever since I was a little girl, my grandfather, George Nicholson, has told me to keep the faith. And it stuck with me so much so that my first year of college I actually had it tattooed on my wrist. And so as we celebrate this milestone today and the future successes to come, I encourage you all to keep the faith in who you are, your abilities, and most importantly, your why. I'm confident that each student before you is destined for greatness and will make the field of dentistry even better than we found it. So with that, I'm extremely eager to finally introduce you to the UNC-Adams School of Dentistry class of 2023. Thank you.
Our next order of business is donning of white coats. Danny, as the class president, you get your coat first, so please step up to Dr. Swift. And I'll let you take it.
Okay. So now, for the class of 2023, we will be having you stand row by row, one at a time, and proceed forward as I announce your name in alphabetical order. When you return to your seats, please be seated. Friends, family, and loved ones in attendance, please join me in celebrating your students' accomplishments as they don their white coat. I'm just going to give them a moment to get to the stage. All right, so here we go. Eli Aboud. Ahmed Shujeri. Cooper Douglas Aiken. Neil Alger. Caroline Elizabeth Albert. Qusay Al-Madawi. John Andreos. Stephen Baker. Nick Bean. Bradley Joseph Blitzstein. Tutku Bonham. Christopher Booker. South Bright. If the next row would please stand and head to the stage. Sierra Ray Burek. Zachary Burke. Rachel Calloway. William Church. Isaiah Cole. Tyson Hardy Creech II. Amanda Catherine Cummings. Kayla M. Cunningham. Tyler James Dietrich. Brian Daniel Hopkins Delahanty. Rachel Lee Desch. Daniel Donaldson. Olivia Dunning. If the next row could stand and proceed to the stage. E. Fang. Sophie Boyer Flotron. Haley Nicole Foley. Lavinia Gacha. Christopher Gebbia. Mustafa Gurnari. Samya Goel. Catherine Grant. Cameron David Gray. Madeline Howell. George Ilenikina. Emily Peyton Imes. Caroline Elizabeth Jennings. Kyle Johnson. Caitlin E. Jones. Jessica Joy. Prerna Kang. Noor Kanawati. Tyler King. Mallory Elizabeth Cooker. Paul Kuda. Jason Lin. Ling Lin. Madison Dietrich Malone. Madeline Claire Malig. Caroline Meyer. Luke Miller. Arlette Montez Sanchez. Colin Moore. Olivia Georgiana Nillison. Olubukola Ogunleye. Taylor Christopher Painke. Gabriela Ashifa Parpia. Sruthi Sashi Prakash. Kruti Sanjeev Patel. Neil Raul Patel. Camara Phillips. Rachel Purvis Veazey. Ahmed Sheikh Kader. Neil Quinn. Vasu Sharma. Marina Shehata. Jackson Sides. Ethan Wellington Slater. Kamal Jackson Smith. Jared Sobo. Hudson Spangler. Emily Nan Stallings. Amanda K. Swanson. Gabriel Tanaka. Cameron Tauber. Joseph Thomas. Rachel Timberlake. Luis Miguel Vasquez. Tegan Vence. Maya Vexler. Vinny Dudu. Elaine Wang. Stephanie Waingren. Tori Waynick Lancaster. Joyce Way. William McNeil Wellborn. Richard Evans Wetherell. Cassie White. Robbie Wilson. Milang Young. And that concludes our DDS class of 2023. If you could give everyone another round of applause. We will give everyone a moment to get back to their seats. While we wait for everyone to be seated, I will say after a year and a half, you all look really good in these white coats. All right. Class of 2023, will you please stand with me once more and face our audience as we recite in unison the Dentist's Pledge, followed by our mission to serve. Please repeat after me. I, as a member of the dental profession, shall keep this pledge and these stipulations. I understand and accept that my primary responsibility is to my patients, and I shall dedicate myself to render to the best of my ability the highest standard of oral health care, and to maintain a relationship of respect and confidence. Therefore, let each come to me safe in the knowledge that their total health and well-being are my first considerations. I shall accept the responsibility that, as a professional, my competence rests on continuing the attainment of knowledge and skill in the art and science of dentistry. I acknowledge my obligation to support and sustain the honor and integrity of the profession and to conduct myself in all endeavors such that I merit the respect of my patients, colleagues, and my community. I further commit myself to the betterment of my community for the benefit of all society. I shall faithfully observe the principles of ethics and code of professional conduct set forth by the profession. All this I pledge with pride in my commitment to the profession and the public it serves. Thank you. Next, we will recite our mission to serve, which was drafted by members of the UNC DDS class of 2023. Please repeat after me. We, the UNC Adams School of Dentistry class of 2023, dedicate ourselves to a lifelong career of leadership and service in our profession and our communities. We accept the honor and privilege of being doctors, leading by examples, and living our lives in accordance with all the responsibility this title entails. We take this oath to demonstrate our steadfast commitment to foster an environment that is safe and supportive to all individuals. We will hold ourselves and each other to the highest standards of ethics and practice. We pledge to make necessary changes in order to uplift us all and respect our common humanity. We are committed to facing new challenges together with creativity, perseverance, a positive attitude, compassionate heart, and resilience. Thank you. You may be seated.
That was a beautiful ceremony. Congratulations, class of 2023. That concludes our formal event. I'd like to thank all our faculty who are here to cheer on our students. Thank you, faculty, for being here and for being here for them. I'd like to take a moment to thank our events coordinator, our support staff, and the Office of Admissions and Student Life, the ASOD communications team, and the team at Memorial Hall for all your hard work, because in the midst of a pandemic, we recognize that this was a big ask, and thank you for all your hard work. At this time, I request all the students to stand up and exit the auditorium and head directly to Oldwell for your class picture. Danny, you may join them as well.